The Young and the Restless Spoilers. The balance of power in Genoa City was shifting, and at the heart of it all stood Jordan, a calculating and ambitious woman who understood the importance of alliances. She knew that if she wanted to truly disrupt the entrenched power of Victor Newman, she would need to gather a formidable army, one that could rival the Newman patriarch's influence. And where better to start than with Jack Abbott, the man who had become Victor's greatest rival? Jordan's strategy was simple yet brilliant. Align herself with Jack Abbott, the leader of the Abbott family, and together they would take down Victor, a man who had spent years crushing anyone who dared to challenge his authority. But this alliance wasn't just about defeating Victor. It was about the promise of peace and stability, something Jack desperately sought after years of conflict and chaos. Victor's inflexible nature. Victor Newman was a man who thrived on power and control. He had long ago cemented his position as the undisputed leader of Newman Enterprises. But his reign had come with many enemies and rivals, and over the years, his inability to reconcile with those around him had left him surrounded by a growing list of enemies. For all his influence, Victor's greatest flaw was his unrelenting desire to crush anyone who stood in his way. Peace, compromise, or reconciliation had never been a part of his vocabulary. He preferred to destroy his enemies, ensuring that they were never able to rise again. But that very stubbornness was what made him vulnerable. While Victor fought to maintain his dominance, there were others like Jack Abbott, who were quietly working to destabilize his empire, looking for an opportunity to bring him down. Jack's desire for peace. Jack Abbott, for all his pride and ambition, had reached a breaking point. After years of battling Victor and the Newman family, Jack found himself weary. He had fought Victor tooth and nail, but now all Jack wanted was peace. The constant struggles, the endless games of power, the drama, it was too much. Jack's health, his family, and his own happiness had all taken a back seat to his long-standing rivalry with Victor. Now more than ever, Jack just wanted to live in peace, away from the constant pressure and chaos. Yet, Jack was also a businessman. He knew that his own dreams of peace couldn't come without consequence. The threat from Victor was too great to ignore. Jack knew that if he didn't act now, he would lose everything to Victor's relentless grip. When Jordan reached out to Jack, it was with the allure of the very thing Jack had been craving, a way to end the war with Victor, once and for all. Jordan knew exactly what to offer. She offered peace, but with a catch. An alliance with her, one that would destroy Victor's power and put both Jack and Jordan in a position of control. Jordan's proposal, a dangerous pact. When Jordan made her pitch to Jack, she was clear and direct. She didn't waste time with pleasantries or false promises. Instead, she laid out a bold plan. An unbreakable alliance between the Abbotts and herself, with the goal of taking down Victor Newman. In return for Jack's support, Jordan promised him a future where he could finally live the life he desired, free from Victor's interference. Jordan understood that Jack's desire for peace made him a perfect candidate for this alliance. She also knew that Victor's stubbornness would make him an easy target. All it would take was Jack's cooperation and Jordan's calculating nature to finally break Victor's stranglehold on Newman Enterprises. Jack listened intently, weighing his options. The stakes were high, but the rewards were equally significant. Victor Newman was a man who had made countless enemies over the years, and now, the opportunity to take him down was within reach. But would Jack's desire for peace outweigh his loyalty to the Abbott family? Would he really align himself with Jordan, someone who had her own reasons for wanting Victor out of the picture? Jack's dilemma. The path to victory. For Jack, the decision wasn't easy. He had always considered himself the moral compass of the Abbott family, and working with someone like Jordan, whose methods were often ruthless, felt like a betrayal of his principles. But in the end, Jack realized that Victor's aggression would never allow him to have the peace he so desperately craved. As long as Victor lived and controlled Newman Enterprises, Jack's future would remain uncertain. And so after careful deliberation, Jack made his choice. He decided to join forces with Jordan. They would fight together to take down Victor. And in doing so, they would put an end to the bitter rivalry that had defined Jack's life for so long. The formation of the alliance, Jack and Jordan quickly set to work, each with their own agenda and motivations. For Jack, it was about securing his family's future and ending years of conflict. For Jordan, it was about revenge against Victor, a man she had long considered an adversary. Together, they would form an alliance that would shake the foundations of Genoa City. Jack used his business acumen to navigate the corporate landscape, while Jordan relied on her connections and cunning to manipulate the situation to their advantage. It wasn't long before they began to make significant progress in undermining Victor's empire. Together, they launched a series of calculated strikes, exposing weaknesses in Victor's business dealings, sowing doubt among his allies, and even gaining the support of some of Victor's former associates who had grown disillusioned with the man. Victor's response: the battle for survival. As Jack and Jordan's alliance grew stronger, Victor began to feel the pressure. He had always prided himself on being the one to control the game, but now he found himself in a fight for his very survival. His empire, once unshakable, was starting to crumble, and his once loyal supporters were beginning to question his leadership. Victor knew that if he didn't act fast, he would lose everything. But Victor was not a man to be easily defeated. He would fight back with everything he had, using every resource at his disposal to destroy those who dared to challenge him. The battle between Victor, Jack, and Jordan was far from over. The final showdown: who will prevail? As the tension between the two sides escalated, the stage was set for a final showdown. Jack and Jordan, bound by their shared desire to bring down Victor, had the upper hand, for now. But Victor was a man with immense resources and a sharp mind, and he would stop at nothing to maintain his control. Would the alliance between Jack and Jordan be enough to defeat the seemingly invincible Victor Newman? Or would Victor's ruthless tactics prove too much for them to overcome? The battle lines were drawn, and the future of Newman Enterprises and Genoa City itself hung in the balance. The real question remained: who would emerge victorious in this war for control and peace? Could Jordan and Jack's alliance truly defeat Victor? Or would the unyielding patriarch reclaim his power in the end?